watching Prime Morning. It's time for the News Flash segment, which is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone prepare for you. Whatever gadgets you're looking for, whether mobile phones, televisions, CCTV cameras, we say worry no more because we've got you covered. All you need to do is to download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app, or you can visit any of our shops. For further inquiries, you can contact us on www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone prepare for you. And if you're watching TV right now, the numbers on the screen is a number, the only numbers for you to call us on, and we will be at your service. I don't even know how to count down anymore because all I can say is Saturday we are going to cast our votes. However, special voting begins today. So for those in the forces, those in the media spaces, some in the health sector, not all, are voting today. However, the Western region and the Eastern region, special voting has been moved to the 5th of December, that's Thursday, because of certain, I want to say, leakages that happened. Now, this printing press managed to leak one sheet to somebody, and the EC got hint of it, and so the EC decided to print another one. So the printing of the ballot papers by that particular printing press has been taken away from them. Now, this is the promise from the EC. They are going to put a security code on it so they can identify that particular one and from the old ones. Also, they are going to take a look at, as security-wise, the police has promised us that we will not see the military force on the ground, but rather the police, have taken full control of anything to do with elections. Unless need be, the military will not be involved. Now, for those of you who are going to vote today and you think that, the vote is going to be counted today, EC is telling you that it's not going to be counted. It's going to be kept. Every vote will be counted after the 7th of December. So don't think that, because I got a call, somebody was like, Rosalind, so if you vote today and they go and count and they realize that this particular party is leading, won't they want to manipulate the system? No, nothing is going to be counted today. The counting is going to take effect from the 7th of December. They will add it to the general one and it will be counted. I'm not here alone. I'm here with Nana Elsapong, who is representing the Movement for Change. Hi, Nana.
Hi, Rosalind.
How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you.
You look good.
Thank you very much. It's a brand new day, brand new week.
Yes. So I decided to wear my beautiful yellow so that I would just be like the rising sun on the prime.
Finally, the week is here.
Yes.
The day is here for some, and the week is here. For some, they are voting today.
There's this beautiful statement I hear people make and I laugh. Which, of course, it's a beautiful day and then we are on, so...
Are you done with your campaign, or you have one last?
Campaign is every day, campaign is every minute. Campaign is every day, campaign is every minute. And I believe that Ghanaians are listening to us. Ghanaians have been kind to the Movement for Change and to Alan Chomantin. And every minute they want to hear us more. And yesterday we called on the youth of Ghana to make up their mind, choosing between a leader who is able to create jobs and leaders who collapse jobs, to choose between transformational leadership and leadership of mediocrity, to choose between a visionary leader and those who are myopic-minded, who do not see beyond today. The only thing they see is elections. To choose between a Christ-like leader and leaders whose everyday lives have been full of issues of corruption and arrogance of power, to choose between very humble individual and those who pretentiously act as humble. And we spoke to the youth of Ghana, presenting to them our agenda, presenting to them the great transformational plan that stipulates how we are going to move them from not just being educated or having the skill, but ensuring that the skill is put to use. The knowledge you have acquired in school is put to use and is earning them an income. We put before them our plan to be able to deal with the issues of rent. As young as they are, from school you get a job, and then just a month when you go looking for a place to lay your head, they say you should bring 2 months, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years advance. Where will you get it? We put before the youth of Ghana how we're going to ensure that problem is a thing of the past. We put before the Ghanaian youth how we're going to help them to be groomed as we attach them to giant organizations and existing entrepreneurs and existing businesses, and then they grow together. We put before the young Ghanaians, the youth of Ghana, how we're going to make access to finance very easy and at very interesting rates. Because you cannot be a young entrepreneur, you cannot have a business growing, and you'll be borrowing at the rate of 35 to 45% and expecting your business to do well, like somebody's whose own is out of this jurisdiction and is getting a business finance or business loan within a single digit of 1 to 3. You can't do that. So we met the Ghanaian youth yesterday. It was a live broadcast. Our message was well received, and they have assured us that comparing the 3 leading personalities who are contesting for December, starting today.
What are 3 leading personalities?
Oh, of course, Alan John Kojo Tramantin and 2 others.
Okay.
So
the 2 others, we have there's cheddar on the ballot paper.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean,
so who are the 2
it's
leading?
obvious. It's between Alan John Kojo Tramantin, John Dramani Mahama, and Alhaji Bawumia.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, the rest they understand.
They will tell you they don't understand. Okay.
Well, I don't think that somebody like Kofi Akpaloo would make any gains. I do not think that APC is going to make any gains.
You'll be surprised, of course. Though.
I mean, PNC was kicked out technically. And so, I mean, it's obvious, the obvious choice.
CBP is on there.
Yeah, but I've not seen them on the ground. They are on the ballot, of course, yes. But I do not think yourself you have seen them campaign, or you have even had the time to read through their policies.
Well, anyway, the newspapers have a lot they are reporting, and I'll come back to you. Let me quickly read a few things that the newspapers are reporting, or stories the newspapers are reporting. I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper. President begins Greater Accra thank you tour, urges electorate to keep faith with NPP. Special voting in Eastern Region and Western Region rescheduled, exercise to go ahead in 14 regions, and this is one of our topics for today. 20 facilities begin free dialysis treatments today. Towards Saturday's general election, 2 religious leaders urge moderation and peace. That'll be all for the Daily Graphic newspaper. The next newspaper is the Meridian. The Meridian. Court jails NDC thug over election violence threat. Give EC officers peace of mind to deliver, says Coca. Election 2024, Accra to host NPP's Grand Victory Rally on 5th of December. Foster trust with customs for trade facilitation, GPHA boss to freight forwarders. And that'll be all for the Meridian newspaper. The next newspaper is the Daily Analyst newspaper. The Daily Analyst. Ayisi Anwar wins Atinka TV's Diasa Season 8. NDC accuses NPP of employing thugs to cause mayhem in Ewutu Senya East. Rejects violence or risks shattering Ghana's future, Ambassador Mohammed warns the youth. Special voting, ballot papers for Eastern and Western region recalled over security breach, ballots to be reprinted. Punish NPP for denying you representation, Opokwachiman tells Guan constituency, and Bawumia is the best candidate, says Ekufo-Addo. The Daily Dispatch newspaper is the next newspaper, the Daily Dispatch. Baumia will win first round with 50.2%. IPG says so. You know, somewhere last week, the Global Info Analytics also came out saying that John Dramani Mahama was going to win with 52%, which was quite a margin. So IPG says Baumia is winning first round with 50.2. Global Info Analytics says that Dr. Dramani Mahama, why am I calling him Doctor? John Dramani Mahama is going to be winning with 52%. So these analysis and all those things, I don't know, the projections, do they really work? Or it's just a way to let people feel like go out there and vote for your candidate? Because I don't get it. I really don't get it, Nana.
You know, politics is a game of minds. And so some of these political parties that do not have messages and plans that would be able to get the electorate going out there to vote for them or winning them to their side would end up doing some of these gimmicks. And so they put it out there that Mr. A is 85%, Mr. B is 10%. And then if you notice, you realize that when some of these things come out and you look through all the print media and the online publications, they have the same heading, the same story, the same wordings. And you know that this is a cooked thing, all right?
Quite
they
surprising,
always
though.
tell you that it is scientific, it's A, B, C, D. Of course, we all sit in the room to do some of these researches, and they know, they themselves, they know. And I ask myself, is that what is on the ground? So you would have these polls come up, and a candidate who has not been out there campaigning gets a higher percentage than a candidate who has been out there campaigning and putting out a message to Ghanaians and has been all over. And Ghanaians actually listening and endorsing him. And then you will be surprised that what is the person not doing right? You tell me that is an all year run thing and all month whatsoever is on the internet and then the questions are posed on the internet. You would have a candidate who's held dialogues with the youth on Zoom, on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. You've had somebody whose running mate has been to tertiary institutions and, you know, the persons, the Gen Zs who are always on social media and always on the internet. And then you would run a poll on the internet and tell me that somebody who has not even engaged the youth gets a higher rating than somebody who has continuously engaged the youth. Then there is something wrong somewhere.
Oh, well, I remember in 2016, the same newspaper, the Daily Dispatch, I'm not hitting you hard, but I'm just taking
you read it from Daily Dispatch,
Daily
Beneficence paper?
Yes, and you know, at that time,
Yankoyeni.
all the polls were in favor of John Dramani Mahama. It was that much, you know, and then he lost.
Uncle Ben, good morning
John
to you.
Mahama lost, and so I don't know. So the polls, you know, they are dicey. There are times that it actually works and there are times that it doesn't, because 50.2%, it could work, but I'm just asking myself.
He's being careful.
No, I'm just asking.
He's just being careful.
No, but you see, we have to ask the questions. How is it that Global Info Analytics is giving us a different polls and we are having, you know, Daily Dispatch giving us, IPG, giving us different polls? Why are we not having even a close? One says 52% for the NDC. So are we using party colors to give us, you know, or where we find, we are sympathizers of?
Depending on your source,
depending
on your source of funding for the research. Depending on the source of funding for the research.
That answers everything, though.
But, I mean, Rosalind, this happened in America, US, quite recently. All the polls saw, what's her name? The vice president, the outgoing vice president of the US, Harris, win. All the polls. There was no single poll I saw that said Trump was going to win.
Oh, really?
I don't know if there was any poll that.
Well, me,
that
are
said
you
that.
spiritual?
So no, it's part of it.
Are you spiritual to say
It's part
Trump
of
was
it.
going to win, though?
It's part of it.
I don't know
I mean,
why,
I sat here and I told you Trump was going to win.
Yeah.
And there were issues about celebrities, all the celebrities in America, all the black women in America, you know, endorsing Harris against Trump. And I told you that the fact that you have 5, 7, 8 million followers on Facebook and on Instagram, and you going to endorse a candidate, does not mean those who follow you on Instagram and on Facebook and on X automatically buy into your political ideas. The person is following you because of what you do, the creative art, the creativity talent in you. The person is following you because of music. I mean, the person is following Rosalind. Rosalind wakes up in the morning, comes to sit on Joy Prime with a beautiful self and all the sweet voice, and you know, that is why the person is following you, not because the person agrees with you politically, that your ideas and your way of going about things is right or good to you.
Anyway, so, we continue with the
but depending on the funding, depending on the source of funding.
For me, I think that I would have wished to see it close, where, you know, one says this person will win by 50.2, the other says this person will also win by 50.2. But having 52% and 52%, a bit, you know, 52% and 50%. So it comes off a bit weird, you know, where it's from two different sources as well. Because as for polls,
by 8 December, you
we'll get to know.
And of course, if you've gone to do a poll and the majority of your respondents are from the Volta region, or majority of respondents are from the Ashanti region,
you get those.
Or majority of your respondents are from the Eastern region, of course, it will be obvious. And they come and they'll always defend. I don't know if that of Smart Sapon is also here. He's also done one that goes for another political party. But well,
that's the most objective.
you're not welcome yet. You've not welcomed you.
I was just about to welcome him, but he has taken over the floor.
So, you know. but have you also read my polls?
Okay, so I haven't read your poll. So let me welcome George Ayisi. Hi, Mr. Ayisi. Good morning. How are you?
Beautiful, essential, delectable. Rosalind.
60%.
Rosalind.
Mr. Ayisi, good morning. Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. Fine.
How is Joy Prime doing?
Joy Prime as well.
Yeah, the last lap to the decision day.
Well, it looks like some people have made their decisions. They are going to the polls to vote. So
it's a decision day, the last lap. This is a microcosm of the main this thing. So today, apart from Western region and Eastern region, all other regions are having their special voters casting their ballot. The good news is it's not going to be counted until
7th of December.
Yeah. So it's a good process. And Ghana's election process has always been very transparent from base to the top. Parties have been fully represented. So when people keep saying somebody's going to rig, somebody's going to rig, I keep telling them, how are you going to rig? If anybody could rig, the EC could rig elections. Charlotte herself could have easily rigged it for Joe Mahama, but she couldn't do it. Nobody. Jane cannot do it. If the Ghanaians say it's Afafranto, you can do it.
I beg to differ.
You get it. So that's why we are all there. We got to be very vigilant. You get it. In 2016, I was so vigilant. Something happened. You know, I keep saying it's there. But generally, I don't think anybody can rig the election.
So how come both political parties have gone to court?
No. Yes, the process. They felt something happened. You get it. But when they went to court, when we went to court with all the evidence, yet, you see, there were errors and all infractions and all that. But the Supreme Court said no. You get it. When others went without a shred of evidence, they were also thrown away. You get it. So let's be vigilant. It's at the points, the polling station and the collation center. Those are the critical points. Not only the polling station. You see, because at the collation center, that's where the additions are made. So you got to be vigilant.
Okay, so the last lap, as Mr. Ayisi said, is this week. Today, the special voting starts. And so if you belong in that special category, so there's the opportunity for you to use your thumb, the most expensive thing you have now. Now, if you don't use it wisely, you either you suffer for 4 years. If you use it wisely, you enjoy for 4 years. So use it wisely.
But Rosalind, for whatever reason,
yeah.
if you cannot use your thumb, you can use any of the fingers to it. Make sure it doesn't go beyond. It should be within.
Okay.
Yeah, where you choose.
Okay.
President, but just a quick one on the fact or whether or not the EC could rig or help rig an election. And Ayisi says, no, the EC cannot. I beg to differ. Those who vote, they vote. But those who count, they count, and they count and count. But yeah, when the twist and turn procedures, when they frustrate you that you are not able to focus, when they want to rig an election, they would rig an election.
Well, let's see.
Why will you not focus?
Let's see what the
Rosalind,
let's see what
why will anybody not be focused?
If you're voting,
if you go taking teas, your
people must be focused.
No, what I'm saying is that when they frustrate you,
how would they frustrate?
somebody is able to frustrate you that you lose focus. Let's be real.
All right, so let's see what's going to happen.
The
How
point
will you allow
is this:
yourself
you went to court,
Jesus.
presenting pink sheets,
Yes.
saying that the counting and the numberings and the arithmetics and the additions had a problem.
Yes.
Please, did you not have agents?
Yes, we did.
Well,
That's
did
why
you
I
not
said
have
you should
PhD
be-
holders?
Let me move on from here. Let me move on from here. Let me finish the newspapers.
That's all.
Don't tell me
Parties
that
are represented all the way through.
Let me finish the newspapers. Okay, so
we can show you videos of people.
the next story on the
that.
Daily Dispatch newspaper,
what it
it says, by saying our government has failed means
hope
Muhammad
you
does
don't
not
change your
understand
voice
economic
after
data. This
after
coming from
the 8th of
Dr.
December.
Mahmoud
we're winning this
Baumia.
election.
Please,
Why should I
gentlemen,
change
I'm
my
reading the newspapers. Thank you very much. Ballot paper shortages are not limited to Volta region. It happened in 5 other regions, Bosman Asari says so. Our final newspaper is the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian Times, don't blame cause of cedi depreciation on Russia-Ukraine war. COVID-19 economists debunks claims. Transport Minister lauds Shippers Authority for contributions to shipping logistics sector over past 50 years. And NHIA free dialysis treatment takes off as 200 million Ghana cedis claims released to health facilities nationwide. And also, 2024 general election, special voting takes place today nationwide. Well, it's not nationwide as it was supposed to be. It's in 14 regions, and the other 2 will have to go to the polls on Thursday, the 5th of December. Now, for the 5th of December is also the final rally of the NPP, right?
Yeah.
And where is it happening?
University of Ghana. Yeah, around the stadium.
The stadium. So you do it at the stadium, or?
No, around the stadium. It's not specifically in the stadium.
Is that a big space around the
I
stadium?
think so. That's what it's giving. Because, you know, the stadium wahala that happened.
Yeah.
So I don't think we are going inside the stadium.
Okay.
What do you say they are doing it?
University of Ghana.
Around the state.
Yeah.
Oh no, but you see, is it inside the campus?
I'm not. On the report I have is around the stadium. They
Okay.
didn't specifically say the stadium.
Okay, all right.
But we'll get the full details maybe today.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. So it means
But it's in the University of Ghana.
University of Ghana. There's a possibility there'll be a bit of traffic. So
Yeah.
if you use that road, just if you can divert on that day, it'll be good. Because definitely it's the last rally.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine the numbers that the political parties will pull. Movement for Change, when is your last day, your last rally?
Mostly we have not put some of these things out until
Okay.
we would have definitely we have two items on the bill, and so we would get it out in due time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
We will get it out in due time. One of it, which I could easily say, is final address to the nation, and which he would
On TV? Should we expect it on
Yes,
TV or on
yes,
social
it
media?
should be on TV, it should be on all social media handles. And we would have a very beautiful one that you would be invited to attend because it would be a moment of change.
Okay.
The people say the job day ground. They don't have the people on the ground, so they will just be doing virtual. They'll be lucky to get one.
It's unfortunate.
They'll be
that-
lucky to get
Well,
one.
everybody
But Jocelyn,
will go to the polls
Rosalind,
and cast
Rosalind,
their vote.
Do you know why?
let's-
You spoke about poll
Rosalind,
survey issue
let us-
and Professor
Ayisi,
Smart-Sapon. I think
Ayisi,
he's
I'm on-
the
on
best.
it
You know
now.
why? Because over 99,000 the sample size, and all the 276 constituencies were surveyed. Some people sit in their rooms and make calls. I'm not saying it's not good.
So, Rosalind.
It's part of the 7,000 sample size and co. Against 99,276 constituencies. Saturday, we will banner.
So, Rosalind, you see, I think that when it comes to campaign and having people on the ground, everybody in Ghana would attest the fact that Alan was one of the very first, if not the first, to have organized a walk in the Ashanti region, both when he was in the NPP and when he was out of the NPP. That became a talk for political scientists to actually discuss. And after which, most of these political parties also started doing it. If not for anything, we've just held, 2 weeks ago, we held this youth concert. If we didn't have people on the ground, we would not be able to organize it. We went throughout the 261 districts of the Electoral Commission. We gathered signatures. We didn't sit in a crowd to do it. A political party like his did the same, even those of them that have structures. They struggled to go through. So, of course, we have the men on the ground. We have our structures on the ground. Ghanaians love us. We do not go about sharing T-shirts and putting 50 cedis and 100 cedis in it for people to come and join our walk. No, we have never done it. We introduced the market tour, where we moved from one market to the other without announcing to the people our coming, and then the automatic and natural love that is shown by the people when they see us. So, they said Afrafranto would not do 2 weeks. We crossed 2 weeks. They revised their news and said we will not do 3 months. We crossed 3 months. They said we won't do 1 year. Now we are here. We filed. We are on the ballot. They say we will not get 0%. They revised. They said we won't get 2%. They revised. They said we are not getting 6%. Now they revised and said it will be a second round, but it will be with the other opposition party. We are not saying anything.
Okay.
Today, 2nd December, special voting.
You know, on the 7th of December, I say that for me, I know one thing for sure. On the 7th of December, after casting our vote, by 7 p.m., we should know that the counting will begin. By Sunday, we will know everybody's size, or almost knowing. By Monday, everybody will know. So on Monday, exactly a week today, we will be declaring the president-elect, or we'll either be congratulating a political party and the president-elect, or we'll be talking about a runoff. That is what's going to happen. So exactly a week today, these are the two things we'll speak of. Either a runoff or congratulate a president-elect. That's what's going to happen. Well, I did mention earlier that there's been a recall of ballot papers for the special voting for people in the Eastern and the Western region. The EC addressed the press. I want us to take a look at it, and then we'll delve into that conversation.
Good afternoon, everybody. We'd like to thank our media partners for joining us here this afternoon on short notice. As we indicated on Friday, you continue to walk this journey with us, carrying the truth and the facts from the Electoral Commission and throwing the spotlight on the activities of the Commission. This afternoon, our mission here is very simple. On Friday night, the Commission was informed by the National Security that one single defaced ballot paper meant for the Eastern region had been taken out of the printing house. And I'd like to repeat that it was one single defaced paper for the presidential election in Eastern region had been taken out of the printing house. The printing was undertaken by the Checkpoint Limited, and as you know, supervised and observed by the National Investigation Bureau, the National Security, the police, as well as the agents of the political parties and staff of the EC. It is important to note that this single defaced paper had been earmarked for destruction by burning by the company. For some reason, it found its way out of the printing house. It's also important to note that Checkpoint has had a long history and track record with the Electoral Commission and has printed ballots for the Commission since 1992. I'm not sure what that means. In the light of this revelation and information from the National Security, the Commission took the decision that in order to ensure and guarantee the integrity of the election in the Eastern region, the ballot papers for Eastern region should be recalled. The ballot papers for the Eastern region should be recalled and new ballot papers printed for the region. In our spirit of transparency and accountability, we have today invited the leadership of the political parties as well as the agents of presidential candidates to inform them of the findings that the National Security made to the Commission. The Commission is of the view that as part of its efforts to remain transparent and above board, it was important to inform the political parties about the leakage of this single ballot paper meant for the presidential elections in Eastern region, and to inform them about the decision of the Commission to have the ballot papers for the Eastern region recalled and reprinted. I'm pleased to note that all the political parties, all the registered political parties of Ghana, together with the agents of presidential candidates, have today agreed to the Commission's decision to recall the ballot papers meant for Eastern region and to order a reprint of those ballot papers. Additionally, it has been agreed by all the Commission and all the parties that because the printing house, Checkpoint, also printed ballot papers for the Western region, those ballot papers should also be recalled and printed. And I'd like to note that this was arrived at by the Commission and the political parties, and so there has been agreement here. Therefore, the ballot papers for the two regions, Eastern region and Western region, will be destroyed by burning, and a new reprint ordered starting today. It is important to note that in order to ensure the integrity of the ballot paper, the Commission will introduce new security features.
Well, so this is what happened where the EC addressed Ghanaians to let us know that there have been, they had to recall these papers because a defaced ballot paper was leaked, and they knew that once it's leaked, then there was going to be a counterfeit in the system. Let me use that word. And so they've recalled to reprint new ballot papers, and it's going to be done by another company, not the regular company that's been printing since 1992. So there's a new company altogether that now has the contract to print it. And also they've assured Ghanaians that they are going to have some security numbers on there to differentiate between the new one and the old ones. Nana, you were there, you were present, and so tell us more about it.
Yes, so the Electoral Commission called for a meeting yesterday in the morning. I think later we held a meeting in the afternoon around 1:32, and they put before us the independent reps of the independent presidential candidates and the political parties that there had been an intel with evidence that one of the defaced ballot papers, a single one, from as part of that of the Eastern region, had been compromised or had been leaked. And so somebody picked it out there. And so they put it before us as to whether or not this is the issue. And it means that the security features and the ballot papers that are going to the Eastern region were compromised. And we had to discuss the way forward. And so options were given. But, politics and this election has to do with trust. And so the reps who were there, all of us, and the Electoral Commission agreed that, listen, this is how we get counterfeits in the system. This is how we get a lot of fake things out there. And so if we are not careful and we say it's just a single ballot that has been leaked, tomorrow we would wake up and then we would have a whole bunch of it out there, and then it would create uneasiness. So why don't you recall, or why don't you call back all the ballots that have been printed for the Eastern region? And then also because the company that printed that of the Eastern region had printed another region, which is the Western region, we said that, listen, we are not able to tell, we the parties are not able to tell the security features, but it will not be far from that of the Eastern region. So once it's the same company that did it, then recall also that of the Western region. Let us destroy.
So the place that was leaked was the Eastern region,
was
not
the
the
Eastern
Western?
region. No.
Okay, but because it was
it is
the same company. Okay.
that printed both. So then why don't you recall all, destroy them, and then have a revision of the security features, enhance it, and then we can print these two regions again. Of course, we've been part of the process of printing and all that, so we know one or two of the companies that have the capacity to be able to print these ballots in no time. And so once they agree on which one, that one will not be the reps of the political parties and independent candidates, but that would be their responsibility to identify these companies. Once they print it out, why not we go? But you see, this all has to do with trust, organizational image. I have stated it over and over. We are here, or we are where we are because, Rosalind, there are a majority of Ghanaians who do not trust the Electoral Commission. So, you see, when you have created that level of environment where people do not trust you, you will notice that you would have to do so much to be able to regain the trust and confidence of the people. Somebody would say that, okay, one ballot, why would we have to go through the stress? If there was trust in the EC, so much confidence in them, I don't think that they would have to even go through.
Let me ask you this. Was it the political parties that suggested that there should be a complete reprinting, or it was the EC's suggestion that this is what you're going to do?
To the best of my knowledge, and of course I'm reading from my notes, they met with us. When they presented the case, we made our case also. I mean, I spoke, I give scenarios about banking instruments, that when specimens are leaked, it affects the entire roll and all that. I think Omani Boama made his statements, Evans made his statements, Atudazi, everybody spoke, all right? There were options and, there was brainstorming. And then we all concluded that this is the way to go.
Okay.
This is the way to go because we want to clear all doubts.
So it was an agreement. It wasn't
Yes,
the EC saying that this is what you're going to do.
Imposing it on her. No,
Okay.
there was an agreement. But this was because we wanted to clear all doubts. You understand? If we say maybe it is from this particular booklet, and so for that matter, we should change this booklet and leave the rest. Who knows?
Okay.
This is the eastern region that has come out. Okay.
It could happen in the western region.
It could happen
as
in the
well.
western region. So why do we have?
But do you as a political party have trust in the bulk printing press, the new printing press that's going to print these ballot papers? Because this particular company has been printing it since 1992.
All of them. All of them have been involved in the print. I do not think there is any new company that is part of this group. But, I mean, from my research and from the information I have, all these print houses have been involved in the printing of ballots since 1992.
Okay.
See, one thing about some of these security documents printing is that it's difficult to bring in new print houses, all right? And so you will notice that there is especially with the financial institutions, it's just one particular print house that will do all their printing, from their checkbooks to...
A minute more, please.
And so because of the security features that are involved and because of the sensitivity of the document that is being printed, you'd always want to keep to a trusted print house. We might have issues, of course. We have our own individual and opinions about some of these print houses and the owners and everything, but that is not the issue. All right. Are they able to do a good job? Are they able to push it? That is the most important thing.
All right.
There would be instances and times where certain things would occur that would, kind of trigger certain arguments or touch the bottom of trust and confidence. But we need to move beyond that.
All right.
And
All
so
right,
that's
Nana.
what it is.
Okay. Ms. Ayisi.
Yeah, Rosalind, good morning to you. Good morning to my brother from the
Afro-Franco Movement for Change.
Movement, yes. He was a bosom brother and a very good brother. Unfortunately, he decided to take this course. It pains me a lot.
I am on 1 minute sekasa.
Yes, but he knows how painful it is to me. He was one of our loving. He cares for the grassroots. Those are his attributes, and it's painful. He's on the way.
But we are winning the election, so I'll bring it to where I am.
There's one fine politician that's, oh God, but it's okay. Good morning to our viewers. Rosalind, this issue, I heard the EC, correct me if I'm wrong, it's saying the original house that printed this ones is changed. Yeah, I think Checkpoint is taking over or is but she mentioned Checkpoint, but I'm not sure whether they are doing the new printing.
The new printing is being done by bulk.
Okay, so they did the original one and the problem came. What we see, my happiness is that we are not going to have everything rosy, like Rosalind Felly. You get it?
Bass.
I said you're the lecturer, so let it go. Yeah, so there will be infractions, there will be challenges, but at any time when the problem is identified, IPAC is brought into the know, and then ideas are taken from there. I'm happy he was there. He made his suggestion. He's one person who understands the political issues. And so, yes, my good brother, Dr. Mane Boama, was there. And he mentioned one senior citizen, Atodazi and co. So it's important at a forum like that brains are put together. We know we have the CSOs and co being there.
Yeah.
So once the EC brings these people and then they brainstorm to find the way forward and they agree on the way forward, I'm excited about that. That they put the special voting, even though the challenge or the problem was found in the eastern region, because they printed that of the western region, the
They
two
had to
must be
recall all.
so that, as he said, the issue possibility of getting the serial things and then duplicating illegally and then putting it into the system is what they want to avoid, and I agree with them. So it was a good decision, the IPAC too.
Yeah.
And I commend the Electoral Commissioner. This woman is proving herself beyond reasonable doubt that she is trustworthy. But people have a fixated mind that, no, because she was appointed by somebody or she's dancing to the tune of that somebody. I disagree. This woman is being in IEA and she understands our political terrain. A seasoned lawyer and you know, a very hardworking, somebody who built the IEA to where it is today. And so she's building even in 2020 when COVID was there, she was able to put her team together to register 17 million people, fresh voters. You get it? And so it's a yeoman's job they are doing there with Dr. Bosman Asari. Tete is a very experienced commissioner. You get it? We were in a central region with him. You get it? We were working together. And so these experienced people are there. And I'm happy the issue has been identified. She has assured us that Thursday, 5th December, will be when these two special votings in these two regions will be done. And I think once it's done that way, we make progress. All the special voters will get the opportunity to vote and then have 2 days to then go in for the main election because you have work to do. Some of you will be moving to about 5, 6 stations, constituencies.
Which will not permit you to
yes,
vote,
some
right?
even do regions.
Yeah.
Some of your people do region to region and co. And so and you do a very good, the journalists, the security people and all. And I think I'm happy we've identified these things, we've rectified it, and we've put measures in place to ensure that people go to cast their ballots. Nobody should be left out. So that ultimately, the decision by the people will be what will be declared by the Electoral Commissioner.
Now, taking a look at this, you know, with the Electoral Commission coming out to tell us this, is it beginning to build some sort of trust in Ghanaians? Because back then, maybe a week or two ago, we're hearing the NDC complaining that why was there a recall of ballot papers in the Volta region and having to have a reprint? Is this now building more confidence?
The issue of Volta region,
I know it's not the same thing. I know it's
yes,
not the same thing.
I best not
It's
discuss.
Volta
Because
and
you see,
Ahafo
Yes.
and Bono.
because I'm in the meeting, sometimes
please go
it's
ahead
difficult
and
to
explain to
put
us.
some
But you
of these
should know
things.
what not to
No,
do.
I know what. Yes, it's difficult putting things out because of the sensitivity of it. But sitting around the table, there was no need to have recalled that of Volta region.
Really? Why? Why do you say
Yes, and that is why I said that it's going to be difficult to
Okay.
explain things. So just let's leave it there. I believe that when people are given jobs to do, all right, whether from the top to the middle manager to the grassroots, the last level, they should be more concerned about being detailed.
So are you saying that the recall of Volta was biased?
Not bias, but if
Was there a way to manipulate
if they had the information they had today, if they had the details they had today, they wouldn't have been a recall. You understand? We have what we call the ballot statistics. That is what they use in doing the printing and all that. When it's done, they bind whatever they have to bind. They put it in, bags. They seal, they transport it to the regions. When it goes to the regions, then those who are receiving it also receive it with the ballot statistics, and then they go through it to ensure that whatever is on the sheet is what is in the bags, and that is what is being received. Now, if you are not detailed enough, all right, or you lose sight of some of the numbers, that is where you would call and say that there has been foreshores and all that. And I'm saying that if they had done a more detailed job on the ground there, and there has been more clarity in the line of communication, all right, and the understanding of the statistics that was sent to them, I believe and I think that there wouldn't have been
A recall.
On the basis of a shortfall.
Okay.
You understand? And let's.
So in actual fact, there wasn't that kind of shortfall as it was alluded.
Well, for now, that is the information we had.
Okay.
And we all agreed that there should be. We all agreed that there should be a reprint of that of the Volta region.
Okay.
So let us leave it at that.
We should leave it as
but
that. Okay.
I still maintain that if the people on the ground were detailed, just a little more detailed, we wouldn't be here.
Okay. Richard Manarubi has joined us and he's representing the NDC. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning, Faith.
You overslept?
No, I didn't oversleep.
So what happened?
I was in Yape Gusogu constituency yesterday.
Okay.
I got here very late and I had to attend the 24-hour economic park. Yes, closed very, very, very late.
What time did you close?
Oh, I left there around 4:30 a.m. Get myself ready to come here as well.
Oh, wow.
It's been very hectic. I was in Savannah region, I was in Northern region, came to Greater Accra region, now I'm at Joy Prime as well. So it hasn't been easy. And you know, the work is so tedious. To rescue this nation, you need total commitment to be able to make sure Ghanaians understand. And so it's not easy. You have to forgive me for being late as well. And let me say good morning to my good brothers in yellow. I think that Afro is now pairing with the NDC and then making sure we have a very good change. Rose, I think that yesterday you follow what
Rigid, we are not pairing with NDC.
Whenever I say pairing, I know you are aligned with us because my senior brother is in yellow. You are also in yellow. I know the only color in Afro is yellow. But it's a little bit blend in it, maybe because
you are holding a yellow pen.
Because of the
you are holding a yellow pen.
Maybe it's prophetic.
No. I'm holding a yellow pen.
Prime.
No,
Prime has yellow as a cover.
I am totally holding the yellow because the Afro is in the hands of the NDC.
In the hands?
So, of the NDC, that's why it is in my hand.
Do you know what you're talking about?
So it's obvious that.
Do you understand the English you have just spoken?
Well, I didn't speak. I remember you said you were not speaking. You were just speaking what it is in other media. So I'm not speaking fra. I'm speaking. But let me say good morning to you and good morning to your children viewers and good morning to the good people of Ghana and the good people of Nkwanta South constituency and Oti region as a whole. And let me use this opportunity to thank the good people of Ashanti region for the massive support they give the NDC. We were told that in Ashanti region is a World Bank of the MPP, but not knowing it was a Momo joint. I never knew that it was a Momo joint.
You know, Saturday is just around the corner, right?
The people of Ghana. But I've told you on this platform clearly, categorically, that the NDC and the people of Ghana are not looking at what will happen on Saturday. We are urging the MPP that after Saturday, that the people will give the Ghanaians will give the NDC overwhelming endorsement of President John Dramani Mahama becoming a president. They should give us a very conducive and collaborated transition, so that they will hand over all documentation to us for us to peruse, and then start running the affair of this nation. It's just 120 days. After swearing in of President John Dramani Mahama, there will be transformation and some policies that will be put in place. Policies like E-levy will be repealed. Policies like betting tax for the youth will be repealed. Now, other projects and programs that will...
policy.
The tax burden. I mean, the tax burden.
We are going to
so that will be... We'll try to solve it. And President John Dramani Mahama...
Premature ejaculation.
It's promising what? But it's in government. I mean, somebody has been who has supported in the implementation of e-levy, who has supported in the implementation of border tax, somebody who has supported in the implementation of the banking tax, somebody who has supported in the implementation of emission tax and all those things, are telling you that I should wait. When I become president of the Republic of Ghana, it's not that I say, oh, my boss didn't do well, and that I will do what? I will definitely repeal all this tax burden on ordinary Ghanaians. No, that is not a reality. Fact is fact.
Okay.
And we must obey what.
All right, so we are talking about the special voting that is taking place today, and the two regions that they've had to recall the ballot papers. That's the Western region and the Eastern region. And they've moved it to Thursday. You know about it, right?
Yes, I
okay, so that's what we're talking about.
So it's a terrible situation, so terrible. I listened to my two brothers, and Nanaya said he was there at the IPAC, and he has put in measures, and his disappointment with the EC. I wasn't there, though. I was in the northern region. And
my representative,
my representative, Dr. Manibuama, was there, and I'm not part of it. And my senior brother, Ayisi, was praising the Electoral Commission with all accolades of all that he has done in the added boss Masari of he and him being in the central region or whether Eastern region together and whatever. Titi. Yes, he and Titi and Co has been in the central region working together. I don't know whether he was working for the MPP or was working as an electoral commissioner. He didn't mention that actually. But the reality, I said I didn't know because he didn't mention, he didn't specify that. Titi? Oh, it's an electoral commissioner.
And who am I?
You are an MPP person.
Yes, so don't we work together?
So I don't know whether he was working as, but we have obviously know some of the MPP people in the electoral commission.
But you know the IPAC, they work together, right? You know electoral commissions.
I am saying that we've also known some of the MPP people, known MPP apparatchiks, known MPP card bearers that are working with electoral commission now. It's a fact.
But he was specific. He mentioned.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have to do that.
I said I didn't know whether they were working together with the MPP or electoral commission. So if you say that they were working because he was an MPP and he was an electoral commissioner.
Are you trying to say that?
I don't think that's the topic now. So let me make progress.
I know, but I mean when you.
But you don't make such a statement and we allow it to pass like
that.
What statement did I make? I said I didn't know. I mean I just asked.
Anyway, you continue.
Yes. So let me make progress. It is so sad as where we have gotten to as people of this country with the Electoral Commission. The NDC has all this while raised the concern of the incompetency of Jane Mensah, Bosman Astari, and some of the MPP people that have been brought to the Electoral Commission. And we have always sent signal to the Ghanaians. You will recall in 2020 elections, when we talk about the incompetency of Jane Mensah, you saw what happened, 5-term declaration of elections. That have even ended us in court. Of the NDC went to court for the constitutional legalization of the declaration of the elections. That was against the law. You have also recalled the District Assembly elections, where we told Jane Mensah that measures and programs that he was putting in place will not help the people of this country. He said all was said, and we should be ready. We should be ready assured of what happened, what will happen. It took us 3 days, 3 good days to even conduct parliamentary elections. You can also recall in so many instances, even registrations, where the NDC have to prompt Jane Mensah and told him that, look, the registration, the serial numbers were not tallied. And that some names were not even, so we have to even give the day-to-day activities of registration to Electoral Commission for verification. It was later we notified Jane Mensah, and Jane Mensah have to come in. You can also recall in some instances that we told Jane Mensah that the register that we have, then the provisional register that we had, there were issues with the provisional register, and that the register was bloated, and there were some minors and ghost names in the register. Jane Mensah never understood until the media had a public, the media and Electoral Commission with the IPAC had a public sensitization, and we had a meeting before Jane Mensah was attention due to the Electoral Commission, to the registration, and that was corrected. Just of recent, the NDC held a press conference, and some civil society organizations, I remember the Care Ghana, the Eagle Eye, and other civil society, told Jane Mensah that the companies that you've been contracted to print ballot papers was not credible, and that we should look at people who have track records. The track records that some of them, even though they've started from 1992 of the Constitution of the Fourth Republic, there are issues with them, and they are incapable of printing ballot papers.
Let me ask you that.
And that
Let me ask you this. Now, the EC has recalled some ballot papers.
Yes.
Is it not a step in the right
So
direction?
I am telling you how incompetent Jane Mensah and why
But so if she's
dragging us.
incompetent,
Even in this
how
case,
has she recalled these papers?
Jane Mensah never recalled until national security. Until national security find out that there were some ballot papers in some regions that had a presidential face-off. And I think that
We were told that one particular paper was leaked out there. We're not told that what you're saying. What we were told is what I'm telling you.
it is not today this concern has been raised. Richard Jampa was even intimidated at the printing center, you are aware. And your media has reported it. We told them that the serial number were not tallying with the ballot papers. And Richard Jampa was brutalized. Even we issued statement on that. And until that, we follow up, made sure we follow up as a political party until national security agree with us and elected Jane Mensah. So it means that what I'm trying to point out is that Jane Mensah from day one has never been on top of his job. And Bosman Asari and Tete Yago, they've never and ever been on top of their job. And she should be very, very, very careful of what she's doing. She knows what she's actually doing. But then you see, the fact is that the NDC and other political parties has been very alert of her rigging tactics. Recently, the President John Dramani Mahama has even raised that concern. So she didn't think that she will find a way. Even if you say only one, when only one paper has an issue, it means that there's an issue with the whole ballot papers. And that's what the IPAC have agreed on.
And that is what they did.
And so we must tell her to be very careful. And we will not allow any collaborative of rigging in these elections. We are very alert.
You're Richard Manarubi. Okay, so we have some messages that have come in. If you're still watching us, you can actually send your messages to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. And I'll start from here. This one says, good morning, host. Good morning, host. How can Mr. Bawumia and the NPP lie to the good people of Ghana? Ghanaians will punish the NPP on 7th of December. NPP is losing this 2024 election. Hands down. The 2024 elections, JDM economy is coming to reset Ghana. Thanks for the good work from Mother Ghana, Miss Rose Achu from Kata Maso New Bridge. Okay. Good morning, madam. I want to ask you, did EC don't know Buko Mars? What's going on? Our Peace Council, are they... Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, boss. Good morning, madam, and to your guests. Madam, can someone tell Madam Jane Mensah and her staff that they are playing with fire? How many people are going to undertake the special voting and they cannot conduct it in one day? In fact, those people are doing all their possible best of trying to rig the election for NPP, but we will surely resist this. Madam, the frog likes water, but not when the water is boiling. We like peace, but we never sit down and allow to steal their election. Madam, NPP has no history in our democracy and politics of our nation. It was Nkrumah who had independence for our nation.
Can you imagine?
And Jerry brought, where from this information? Sumani Hamza. Sumani, where from this? It's actually a misinformation you are giving to us this morning. Unfortunately, I can't finish reading your message. This should get serious and know the peace of this country is very paramount. She should not let us believe that when slave queens are in helm of affairs, the peace of the country is shaky. Edem from Kenkekrono. I hope I got... No, I didn't say 10, it was King. All right. Good morning, Roslyn. Although I don't vote, but I waited to see Dr. Bawumia commission the agenda 111 hospitals, but to no avail. Please ask Ayisi for me what has changed, Sobo Yeji. So, okay, Sobo says he's waiting for Dr. Bawumia to commission the agenda 111. Good morning, Madam Roslyn and your panelists. I'm Big Alasko from Garu Tampane. Are Ghanaians safe or are safe as Ghanaians? I'm asking this question because if Electoral Commission can't guarantee the safety of the small portion of the election, i.e. special voting, which is less than 100%, then we are in trouble. Some security personnel have been released to go and vote and come back within a specific number of days, and the eastern and western dates have been postponed. Are these personnel reporting to duty as expected or will stay till Thursday. God save Mother Ghana. Well, that's a good question, but I'm thinking that definitely something will be done, and that's why the EC did address the nation. And so the authorities will definitely have to grant them permission because it's their right to vote. Meshak Asante from Amasaman says the victory of NDC begins today as a special voting starts today. Looking at the suffering of the security agencies are going through, there is no way NPP can get over 20% out of their vote.
We are winning
24-hour
one
economy
patch.
is coming live and clear. John and Jane
Market
all the
overall.
way. Greatest set of opinion. Okay.
You want to still put that?
Good morning to you. And a high level, to protect peace, we must address the root cause of conflicts and work together towards resolving them through peaceful means. This includes addressing issues such as inequality, injustice, and discrimination. It also requires promoting understanding and empathy among different groups and communities. By fostering a culture of peace and cooperation, we can create a more harmonious and stable society. Aaron Beba Kokokomisa. Good morning, Ohima Rose. The Electoral Commission cannot rig elections in for any political party in Ghana. We are pleading with the EC to do their work accordingly. They always create space for other political parties that sees great defeat ahead of them come December 7, 2024. I am not happy about this situation. They should double up their efforts to build enough confidence so that when Dr. Baumia beat them, they cannot complain of anything. Good morning to my good brother, Mr. George Ayisi, fantastic communicator by all standard, master planner, Junior Kintampo. Good morning. EC is a human institution. Mistakes from them is nothing new. This year's election will be the most transparent one. As for the NDC, it is their job to chastise and criticize, even if there is nothing to criticize. The security services will cast their ballot for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. It's highly possible, inshallah. Rosalind, please. Okay, this one says, Madam Rosalind, we shall not go home after voting. We are going to open our eyes wide, like microscopic, without disturbing anyone. So continue doing the good work and stop advising us to go home after voting. But what? I shouldn't advise you to go home. He says, Rosalind, please let me say, to talk about the defaced ballot and stop praising Jean Mensa, Bosman Nasari, and Tete this and Tete that. This is why people don't believe the NPP and the Electoral Commission. They should always talk about the issues and stop defending the rot from Moat. Moat says you should give us more details. Sami Boachi Asamanka says, fellow citizens of Ghana, the unanticipated election is here again and there are 6 days to go. Let's not let anyone be deceived by rhetorics and unfounded accusations and appreciate what NPP-led Nana Baumia has done before the world pandemic and economic crisis. We, the NPP, are very optimistic that Dr. Baumia will be this election's first round and it is possible to break the A to protect the free SHS policy. Fellow Ghanaians, NPP is the number on the ballot. Don't look for any further than voting massively for NPP. This one says, what at all is Jean Mensa up to? Good morning, Joy Prime. Please tell the NPP whether they like it or not, NDC is taking over. NDC has won already, so the EC must be very careful. Rakib from Nkwanta, North OT. Good morning, madam. You know, as a Ghanaian, there are 3 qualifications for one to vote. Being Ghanaian should be 18 and sound-minded. Well, it seems we don't check the sane and sound mind, and that's the problem. People still want NPP to continue after all they have put us through. Okay. Teacher Kujo, Tepa Suso. Okay, let's give an opportunity to Baumia and also test him. Mahama has been tested already, and to me, he did not perform well. How can any nation develop with Dumso? If Baumia also fails, then I think your guess will be as good as mine. Let's wake up as a nation. Ghana does not belong to any party. Good day, host. Let's vote against the family and friends. Your microphones are on. Good. Good day, host. Let's vote against the family and friends regime to save Ghana from further plunder of state resources, pension funds, forest reserves, and water bodies. They promised Singapore without taxes, but gave us Afghanistan with 40 nuisance taxes, daily scandals, head cards, economic hardships, and human rights abuses. A vote for Baumia is a vote for Akufo-Addo and his Achim Mafia. NPP, never again.
Sure. Atamos God who elected the mafia royalists.
Omani Boama, good morning, Roslyn. Omani Boama has for the first time admitted that the EC and the security apparatus detected the problem. I know he's not happy, but can't write that openly. Security are tight, pa. None of their plans and schemes will work. Bravo, EC. Madam Jean, we hope on Thursday the special voters in Western and Eastern region will vote with ease. We don't want to hear any bad press, BR, like it happened in 2016 under Madam Charlotte, where the day for the special vote had issues and a new date was fixed for the others to vote, which also had some challenges on the new date. EC should sit up. Have I done this? Okay, good morning, Madam. Samuel. SL Samuel from Aboso, tell the NPP regardless of the number of project commissioning during this period of time, it will not guarantee them from going opposition because this year's election is between NPP and Ghanaians, not NDC.
Ghanaians are saying.
Akonsi Gariba from Tamale says that, good morning, Roslyn. I'm appealing to Ghanaians to vote massively for Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to retire the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Alban Bagbin, and Dr. John Dramani Mahama to sanitize politics in Ghana. How can a political party set up to train some of their members with acidic tongue to insult anybody and everybody who doesn't share their views? Ghana politics will be healthier without John Dramani Mahama and Mr. Alban Bagbin, for they don't mean well for the peaceful coexistence of the development of Ghanaians. We thank Dr. Alhaji Bawumia for commissioning the electric buses to reduce the cost for Ghanaians drastically. Vote Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay. Good morning, hosts. Thanks for the opportunity to listen to Professor Lumumba. Please invite him to come and share his wisdom with our leaders about good leadership qualities and good governance, so they'll stop using politics to loot state resources, destroy livelihood of pensioners and water bodies. Please tell Lumumba to come and save us from these neo-colonial masters and nation wreckers. Good morning, Roslyn. Please remember, before you vote today, JDM says journalists will have their absolute freedom of speech. Secondly, you will have a free primary health care if you are not feeling well. Also, scrap all nuisance taxes, which has made the economy hard. Ghana is about to make history by getting the first female vice president if JDM wins. And Roslyn, I bet you'll be proud of her. Examine your living conditions and vote wisely. God bless you. Please remember the umbrella. Amen.
You should have handled the security, the promise from Sami Jembi to the security.
Oh my God! So they are trying to get my attention. All right, so I'll read this one and then I'll come back to the messages. It says, good morning, Roslyn. How happy I am this morning about the fall or coming to an end of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar and his lawless lawyers. Morrison from Pokwasi says so. And yes, so Morrison says so that. This is what he said. He sent it about 3 times so that I make sure that I read it. So I'm ready
Morrison
for you.
will sleep early.
Well, special voting is ongoing. It will start very soon, though. So
It has started.
it started. So
Yes,
those of you who belong to the special voting, is the opportunity for you to go cast your vote. The way Richard Manarubi is looking around is like.
I have
Last 4 years.
Your agent has voted.
Central
Okay.
is forwarded.
Last 4 years by this time,
Can you forward
I
it
was
to us?
an agent at the
Yes,
fire
I
service
will-
point
I
in
will
Cape
send
Coast.
it. Okay.
That was where they were. But
Okay.
this year they are voting at the police regional headquarters
Okay.
in Pedu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you voting, special voting?
No.
Okay, so you're voting on
No,
Saturday.
on Saturday.
But are you going to be an agent as well?
No,
this time around?
Saturday, no.
No
I'm not
more.
an agent.
Okay, that's nice. It's gonna be a fantastic day, I must say. Today is actually a fantastic day. Saturday is gonna be another fantastic day. By Sunday, I clear. By Monday, dear, it's all about president-elect or a runoff. And a decision will be made by Ghanaians. So what you got there?
You can give it to your producer.
Yes, I'm sending it to the
Yeah,
producer
that's
so
good.
we can see what's happening on the ground.
I believe that the special voting that is going to happen, any Ghanaian who is voting or going to take part in this December 2024 elections, as I indicated, this election is, though designed by our constitution, but it is ordained by God to help Ghanaians take back our destiny into our hands. This election is, as I have said, between choosing a Christ-like leader and leaders or persons who have been given an opportunity but have exhibited very high attributes of corruption. It is choosing between leaders who have been proactive and leaders who think about the progress of our nation and leaders who have sat for there to be distraction, like Galamsey. It is having an opportunity to choose between a leader who would think about your welfare, and this one I am speaking to the security personnel and the journalists and other stakeholders who have been given the opportunity to vote today. More than 90% of them fall within these institutions. A leader who would be thinking about your welfare, not a leader who would come and you would have to go and buy your own uniform.
Uniform as in what? Which uniform are you supposed to buy?
As a security personnel.
The
Okay, the security personnel, okay. So you're appealing to the security personnel now.
They have an opportunity this morning and on the 7th of December to choose between a leader who will think about their well-being and buy them protective gears like bulletproof wears, and a leader or leaders who have been there and have watched them just being destroyed. They have an opportunity to choose between a leader who will think about where they will lay their head and leaders who have sat for affordable houses to rot, and just because they want to regain power in 2 months decided to revamp and rehabilitate and renovate houses for them.
Hey.
They have an opportunity to choose between a leader who has said that he's going to collaborate with these security forces because they have lands and they have the skills and they have the force to go and use what they have into greater and larger scale farming so that they will be food sufficient. And leaders who are only concentrating on importing foods that are unwholesome. Rosalind, this election is crucial.
I'll give you a minute more to
This
launch.
election is Ghana's destiny in our hands. We have an opportunity to hold on to it and to make it grow, or to leave it to make it break. Today's elections and the 7th of December is an opportunity for Ghana to either move forward, progress, be stable, robust, and prosperous, and whether or not Ghana would move 20 times backwards. It's an opportunity for us to see the dollar indeed drop down into single cedis, or
Is it ever
move
possible?
away.
Is it ever possible?
If it has been possible years back, if it was good
It was a
years back.
redenomination, you know that, right?
No, we have had situations where the dollar to a cedi, and indeed
Was it double figures and it dropped to single?
Never.
No. When you see, let us not just look at the fact that when the dollar is not being able to come back or drop, then everything is the effect of it. And of course, there was a time dollar was about a 15 or so. It dropped to about 12 again. When you have fixed the fundamentals rightly, when you have fixed the fundamentals rightly, when you have been able to deal with the waste in the system, when you have been able to deal with the corruption in the system, the dollar will definitely be able to drop to the single digits. When you have been able to be more productive, and you have put in measures to respond to the economic situations,
Yeah. You know,
Rosalind,
it's quite strange.
It is going to drop back.
All right, Nana.
As we
It's
speak,
quite
you know,
strange.
it's
I'm
come
coming.
down
It's
to
quite
around
strange.
15.6.
It's quite strange
As of this
that
morning.
it's quite strange that this particular year, nobody is really talking about a dollar.
No, that's where I'm
currency
coming
ratio.
to.
It's quite
That is what-
disheartening.
we have
because-
spoken about the dollar.
Because for most business owners out there, their businesses are struggling because of this. But when you take a look at the policies that are out there that you're listening to, you hardly hear about the fight to strengthen our city. Because I remember...
No, Rosalind,
That's what it is.
we have spoken about the dollar.
We have put in measures
We-
and President
the
Mahama
great
has
transformational plan-
emphasized
Richard, I was on the floor.
Ahmad doesn't have a
stabilize the
Richard,
city
He doesn't have
to
a
dollar the
Please,
trade.
don't
So I think our brother is taking all our time.
Nana, your time is up. Nana, your time is up. No, your time
Let
is
me
up.
wrap up.
Your time, no, please. I'll come back to you.
You see,
Please,
And
let
he
me
has a
go
nice way
to...
of wrapping up.
He doesn't finish. Please, let me come to you. Mr.
Yes. Thank you very much. The police service and their special voters and co. The police service is aware that this is the government that is giving them over 963 vehicles, the police service. For the first time, the police service has 3 helicopters. This government made it possible. The Marine Police are getting a lot of boats. This government is giving them 4,000 motorbikes to the police and counting. Police visibility is there. This government has moved the police force from about 28,000 to about 44,000 men as we speak, okay, under this government. And more are going to happen. We have given the military more accoutrements. And you see, my brother was talking about the bulletproofs and co. This government is giving them a lot of them. The camera, the streets come over, many of them. You remember that Abraka incident and all that. So they are there. This government is taking care of the police and the security service. The people who go on peacekeeping and others, the amount they were taking on the John Dramani Mahama, this government is moving to about $35, okay? So it's something that we have taken care of them and will promise to do more for them. It's very important. And the Electoral Commission, I'm happy, you know, what it's happened. People may be saying what about anytime there's an infraction or a challenge, they come forward with the IPAC and then they solve the situation. It's good. We are talking of about 80 million voters, okay, with over 40,000 voting centers and co. So definitely there's going to be challenges, but as and when the challenges come up, they are able to identify it and resolve it. That is a progressive, positive way of looking at things and going into the election. 2024 election, I'm very upbeat that it's going to be open and transparent, and that is very important. Dr. Baumia's vision for the Ghanaian people, we're talking about 3% of GDP going to be, you know, taking and support the private sector. 3% of GDP translates to about 30 billion Ghana cedis. What he's saying is that every year he's going to pump this into the private sector. And the private people in road infrastructure, in housing infrastructure, in hospital infrastructure, and all that. As we speak, somebody asked of Agenda. Today, this week, President Kufuor is going to commission Agenda 111 hospitals. Last week, one day, it's never happened in the history of Ghana. One day, a president commissioned 4 hospitals in the Ashanti region. This week, more Agenda 111 will be commissioned. Ghanaians, you see, when we commission hospital infrastructure and go, it's not only about you getting sick and going there. It's creating the awareness of the importance of your health as a people. If you want to grow, you know, in the US and other places, they grow longer because they are aware of their health status and there's continuous medical examination and go. So we're bringing it proximity to you, so you'll be able to know that and then be going.
Are these hospitals in use or it's just been commissioned for?
No. Nanado, anytime, you know, he delayed in commissioning them because he wanted everything ready. We are not like some people who go and commission a factory and then shut it down. No. Once he commissions a hospital, it's in use. Okay, because he'll tell you, get all the equipment first before he comes. Because when, and they will start working for about a week or 2 before he comes to do the commissioning, so that he's aware that the thing is operating. That's what he does. He doesn't go to commission empty buildings.
George.
Like UGMC, people go commission and they go 95% complete and they are commissioning. So these are the kind of investments that Nana Dankwa do. That's why all the social media platforms are agog, okay? Set up list by the performance, sterling performance of Nana Addo. And people are saying he's gone to India and others. Okay, so that's the Credit scoring system. That's another point that we are talking about. Okay? Look at it. Buy, pay small, small. It's elsewhere. We're going to bring it here seriously to support the young people. Once we are creating the 1 million IT sector jobs for people.
So how are we strengthening the city too? It's another
Yes.
concept.
No, once you do some of these things, then the structure, you see the structural transformation of the economy. The city, this thing is demand and supply. As we said the last time, the Forex, as we're speaking today, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, the dollar is around 15.45 thereabout as we speak, because
that is the bank rate.
Yes, because dollars has been, released into the system. Our reserve is about 7.92 billion as we speak, and then we have gold purchase.
From how much to 7?
Okay, gold purchase reserve of about $5 billion gold in reserve. If you add the two, you know the figures we are looking at. Yeah. So that is what we are talking about.
But the question
is...
But
it's dangerous. What is it dangerous? What is dangerous? Trying to mislead the public.
Wait.
Oh, gold
5 billion gold reserve.
Yes.
7 billion.
Yes, 7.92
dollar reserve.
Oh, this morning, multimedia, joy news.
Just get
gentlemen,
it. Hold on.
I don't lie.
Wait.
This morning, joy news.
Wait.
This morning, 6 a.m.
It's okay.
Joy. Your own house.
It's okay. Let me ask you this. On this note, the ordinary Ghanaian who is watching us this morning.
Yes, you said something. I'm going to answer
might
that.
not be understanding these reserves that we are talking about.
Yes.
How has it strengthened our city? How is our city going to be strengthened? Because that is the main concern.
That's right. As we speak, I'm telling you, the city is come down from the 17, 16 point something to about 15, in the 15s. I believe by the close of this week. No, once you really, it was demand issues, okay? Once people were demanding it, and because we brought the gold for oil and coal, and the demand sector is also going down. Those are some of the, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, this gold purchase is done fantastic, and the idea, the brainchild of Dr. Baumia, it's done fantastic.
Are we going to have the opportunity to rebut what he's saying?
Let me tell you something.
Because this is economics.
You have spoken plenty. And I've decided to use that. You were speaking on us. I've decided to sell.
Please go
These are the top areas. And the interesting aspect is, every survey that is done, read it, the top 11, exchange is not part of it. Some people say our economy is there. Yes, economy is there. But if you look at it, taxes is also there as a poll object, okay, that is discussed by it. So it tells you the priority of that. And so I read a survey, is it around 2020 or somewhere, issues of Forex and co was around 7% interest among the people. Okay, a lot of people don't really appreciate, but I agree with him. The business community is very important.
Okay, a lot of people don't appreciate.
They don't talk about those things. They don't correlate it. So when you're carrying survey, okay, that, what is it? Jobs, education, health, and co. Forex is not among the top 11.
Who do you speak to?
No, I said most survey. Check it. Last time I was on
who the survey,
No. I was on
if you go to businessmen and businesswomen and they have this conversation with them, that will be the first thing they'll talk about. So it depends on who you're going to, because if you're going to somebody who doesn't really...
aggregation, and the aggregation will tell you the weight that all items are putting on. That's why I'm saying top 11. I'm not saying it's going to be out. It will not be among the top 11.
Richard.
Those are the issues we are talking about. So health infrastructure, fantastic. Education, phenomenal. Apart from the fact that, look, we have given free SHS. Infrastructure is massive. Now, under John Mahama, district directors of education were not having vehicles. Circuit supervisors, they don't have motors. We have given them vehicles and motors, and headmasters guy. And under John Dramani Mahama, is that what people want? People work for 36 months, and they are paid 3 months. Nanado came and paid all the arrears, okay? Vehicle assemblage plant, over 7 or 8 points in this country. Is there? You see, interestingly, somebody was part of this government cabinet minister. Okay, when it comes to challenges, they say we are not part. But when it comes to the successes, they say we brought it.
Yeah, like
You got it. So no, Dr. Baumia has taken responsibility, and he's selling his message. And those are the issues that we are talking about. Okay? Dr. Baumia is saying Ghanaians, he is the darling boy. He has a vision, proper program for the Ghanaian. Let's trust him and let's break the 8. And we shall all be better. The last one, Mr. The last one was about
they say Richard will have the opportunity. I beg you.
I was going to touch on the betting, e-levy and betting.
Rosalind, I want to say this morning to say a very good morning to the security services, the Ghana Police Service, the military, the Ghana Immigration Service, Fire Service, Prison Service, National Investigation Bureau, National Ambulance Service, EC workers, and my colleague journalists. And I have a good message for them today, this morning. Fact is that after 8 years of suffering,
massive for us.
After 8 years of disappointment, after 8 years of frustration,
salary,
and after 8 years of family burden, this morning you are in the queue. You are home preparing to go. You have taken a decision to vote for President John Dramani Mahama. And those who decided not to go and vote, please go. It's important. And to the police service. President Mahama and the NDC is aware of the current hardship, current deceit, current frustration you are going. Being it your promotion, either the political promotion that your colleagues have gone to be DSPs, ASPs, and you are still a sergeant. And that President Mahama is saying it's going to be fair. We care about you. And to remind you, last year election by this time, last 4 years election by this time, your salary was increased, doubled. And that was what we were going to do for you. Just after elections, nothing has happened again. You've gone through all these pains. Check it. The police service. We want to tell you as people that we care about you. President Mahama has you in plant. So when you go to the polls, please remember the NDC and President John Dramani. And to the military. We are also aware of what you are going through today. Some of you go to the peacekeeping with the frustration. Some of them, even the way to select you to go to peacekeeping, the political regime system in the service. President Mahama has been the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces. And you know as to how we handle you when we're in government. By God's grace, to this morning, as we go into the polls, please give us a vote. When we return from next 2 weeks, or next week, as President-elect, the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama will go to restream the military service and make it work again. Ghana Immigration Service. We plead on you. We know how the porous borders has been. We know how your promotions has been. We know how your welfare has been. President Mahama is so worried about that. And we say we care about you. Please don't stay home. Go to the polls and cast a vote for us and to the fire service. So terrible situation for you. We are aware. Your welfare has been something we can't talk home about. Your salary restriction has been a problem. Promotions has not been done as it's talking to you now. We are aware about your situation. The fire service, we care about you. Please go and cast your vote for President John Dramani Mahama. And to the prison service. Talk about ambulance service. The prison service, we are totally aware that this government has abandoned you. This is a government that does not care about Ghana prison service. Please, this morning, that is watching, please don't stay home. Go and cast a vote for your welfare. Ask your colleagues that have been retired how they are crying at home. Please don't fall a victim. Go out there and cast a vote for President John Dramani Mahama, and your life will be changed. NIB, we used to be BNI. For that, we know that this agency was set by President, the NDC, as a government. We are aware of your cry. We've been told the situation that you are going through. I have personally interacted with some of your colleagues. And because it's a security service, I won't put all out here. President John Dramani Mahama, I have personally spoke to President John Dramani Mahama about your situation. Wake up this morning, don't sleep. It's the time for you to change the situation. It's the time for you to remember your parents at home because that is where they feed on you. Cast a vote for the NDC and President John Dramani Mahama. The ambulance service. Some will say that they have brought the ambulance service. They have given us more ambulance. We are aware of the frustration in which you are going. Sometimes you even ask patients' relatives or victims to contribute to get you fuel to take the patient home. Yesterday, I was around Yape to Bupe. Terrible accident happened. I stood there personally, called an ambulance, 3 hours, because there was no fuel. The workers are willing to work. The team is willing to work, but accoutrement to work is a problem. Your welfare has been so terrible, your situation has been politicized. We are aware of the situation. We are Ghanaians like you. We sympathize with you.
You still haven't spoken about the city to the dollar.
So the situation is that we are talking about special voting. Please, don't go there. Yes.
First. Okay.
So we are talking to you this morning. Go out there and vote. Electoral Commission. Today, you have a decision apart from Jane Mensah. You know how you are going to.
It's called Jean, not Jane.
Well, it's called Jane. I only know about Adokwe or whatever it is. Jane Adokwe Mensah and other MPP apparatchiks that are there. Please, we are aware how we are being intimidated. Some of you want to do free and fair, but because they have a contract to deal with, they are going through this situation. Please change the government with us. I'm a colleague media. I'm one of you. I'm talking to you as a media practitioner as well. I'm talking to you this morning as a member of JHR, Journalism for Human Rights. There are no any person that has stepped his foot into the media institution in this country, being a GIJ, being African University of Communication, and other media institutions. We know our duty, but because of media ownership and politics, we are suffering. We have been submerged with our freedom. When we finish media house and we are going home, we have to check 1 or 2 because we are not safe. Under this government, our colleague Ahmed Swali, when you go to polls, remember Ahmed Swali in a cold blood. Remember our children journalists that died in a cold blood in the hotel. Let's also remember the foreign media person that was killed around the northern region that we came to cover on corruption issues. Let's remember Edward Adeti and other colleagues that have been brutalized. Let's remember Rosalie herself that's sitting here, that some content that you put out there, the MPP and other politicians will lambast you because the freedom is not out there. I have watched your media handle. I have watched your media handle. Don't be scared. That some content we put it out there, people will align you to political parties because you can't speak your truth. Because of media ownership and politics.
That's a good journalist.
But
once you align
both parties have been blasting me.
Yes.
It's not just one
do your work.
As a media practitioner myself.
blast me when it's not going well for them.
Yes.
The MPP will blast me when it's not going well for them. I get it from both political parties.
As a media practitioner myself, I know the ordeal we go through. I know the intimidation we go through. I know the threat in which we go through. I know the calls we receive from people in government of some things that we say. President John Mahama, my boss himself, is a journalist. And he understands the concept of journalism. He has said the concept of media information dissemination.
in the Jubilee House.
We are urging you this morning that when you go to the polls, cast a vote for the NDC and President John Dramani Mahama. Media will really work again. I decided not to work in a media house because I'm not safe. And so I know you are not safe.
Safe in the politics.
So please, my colleagues, remember the NDC and President John Dramani Mahama. With all this message I gave you this morning, I stand on behalf of the NDC and President John Dramani Mahama to tell you that it's important for us to reset and build this country together. And some will ask, why am I urging media? Why am I urging security services? Why am I urging electoral commission to vote? If you go to our manifesto sector by sector, there are provisions in all these sectors of leveraging individuals' life, of making sure there will be equity in humanity, of making sure that there will be financial stability in every individual pocket. And that President John Dramani Mahama had the capacity to do that. And we believe in you. President John Dramani Mahama believe in you. So I hope you also believe in us. Colleague journalists and security services and electoral commissions, please, we say ayiko to the good work we've done. With all this submerged, with all that intimidation, you've tried for 8 good years of going through the ordeal. Today is a date. Today is the day of change. You have the opportunity to go to the polls today. Make a change that will bring 24-hour economy for your colleagues to get jobs.
Today you have used my platform as your campaign platform.
A change that will give your mother a women development bank that will not depend on you.
Let me ask you this, please. And I want you to
when Ghana works
answer. No,
again,
wait. I want you to answer this. I have given you about close to 8 minutes for you to use my platform as your campaign grounds. Give me the opportunity to ask you questions. You're telling us to go and vote for you. Our concern You haven't addressed it.
So that's what I'm going to.
No, please, let me ask you my concern and the concern of other businessmen and women out there.
Yes.
Where in 2016, you lost massively because the CD to the dollar ratio was not good. Now we can all attest that it's even gone worse. What can you do to fix it?
So
it's worse.
that was a
72%.
That was a good message I was bringing to you.
It's not
But
worse.
you hastily right. But it's good. You asked me. And the President John Dramani Mahama is saying that the CD to dollar issue today is number one, that we are import-driven economy. And that everything we eat, drink, wear today is made out there in Europe. Anything we buy, we have to go to China, we have to go to the US, go to everywhere and buy it. So President Mahama is saying that he's going to industrialize agriculture and decentralize agriculture. Make sure every district have an agricultural service center. Today, the ammonia, the fertilizer, all the labor you go, you can go to Nkwanta, south there, you get all the agriculture sectors produced. We're moving agribusiness, we're going to invest in agribusiness, and that your products will be consumed locally. And we're going to make sure we finance you so that domestic agriculture will be a priority. We're not going to Burkina Faso to go and buy pepper. We're no more going to Ivory Coast to go and buy tomatoes. We make sure we produce enough here than going to chase dollar. So there'll be stability of that. With the 24-hour economy that we are bringing, we are saying that every production that we make in this country, the security agencies that I've just mentioned, MMDAs, all the state agencies are going to buy that locally. And that when we go now importing water, importing all those things, will be stabilized in this country. We are going to make sure our gold refinery system is going to be made in this country. Cocoa is going to be processed in this country. And that we're not going to chase more dollar today. There will be stability and reduction of dollar drastically.
Okay.
Under him.
We hear
Under him that you say this. Dollar to CD was barely close to 4 CD. Today, it is 16 point something that you have to go and get dollars. Sometimes
it's
17. And that all this measure President John Dramani Mahama is bringing. With a 24-hour economy, the National Apprenticeship Program, the Women Development Bank, the Agriculture Center, and all those things, there will be stabilization of our
currency. This one is
and I believe Ghanaians will go to the polls.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Richard. Again, I'll say that when you go to the polls, I pray for the spirit of discernment for every Ghanaian out there.
I thought you'd give me an opportunity.
I'll give you an opportunity, Nana. Don't
That
worry.
means I'll get the opportunity.
Today we have enough time, so it's okay.
Okay.
I'll give you
thought
all
we
opportunities.
finished.
No,
that's
today we
good.
have enough time.
That's
So
good.
I pray for the spirit of discernment. Don't be misled by anybody. I pray, even if you will not pray for spirit of discernment, I pray God will give you the spirit of discernment. Because your vote parting will either make us suffer or enjoy. Because if you listen fala, and you are misled, and you go and you cast your vote for the wrong candidate, we all go suffer. If you listen and you listen deeply, and you know what it is, and you cast your vote, of course, if you vote wisely and correctly, we'll all have a comfortable life. That's all I'll tell you today. Anyway, Nana.
Yes.
And before you come in, I just want us to take some footages of what is happening in Okaikwe Central Constituency, where the special voting has commenced. So if you can let people see what is happening in Okaikwe Central Constituency, and this is kind courtesy of Movement for Change, your agent there. Yeah. So the agent for Movement for Change at Okaikwe Central Constituency sent us these pictures. Thank you very much for that. We are grateful. So this is what's happening in Okaikwe Central Constituency. The special voting has commenced. The turnout is not that bad, is it? As of now, it's not too bad because it's just 8 a.m. Yeah, so the turnout
willing to vote for change.
So
Breaking the
8 a.m. Because if people were not going to vote, we wouldn't have seen this kind of turnout. It looks like on Saturday, the turnout will be massive.
Massive.
Very, very massive. So if you are out there, please go and cast your votes. Go and cast your votes. Special voters, go and cast your votes. Right from here, some of my colleagues will go and cast their votes. Everybody should go and cast your votes. I just received a message from the flag bearer of APC, and he says, "My dear friend, I'm Dr. Hassan Abdullahi Ayariga, your friend and brother. I know you are voting today as a special voter. I am asking for your mandate to vote me, Mr. Hassan Abdullahi Ayariga, number 9 on the ballot. Let's change our voting pattern and vote for a leader with the best policies to change Ghana. I thank you, Dr. Hassan Ayariga, APC flag bearer 2024. This question, when he comes
Are you
here, you
guys
can
showing his
ask him.
manifesto? So
You can ask him when he gets here. Go ask me that question. So today is the last campaign for special voters. If you are campaigning, take the opportunity and campaign to special voters today. After today, special voters ain't voting. Anyway, Nana, yes, he wanted to make a point.
Yes, so you had asked a very fundamental question, which the two political parties...
They beat around the bush.
Because they
you beat
have...
around the bush.
Oh,
You beat around. Both political parties.
I was seated here and I was very quiet. They would not have the gust or the confidence or what I would call the moral grounds to speak on that matter, because over the years, they have done politics of propaganda with it, and they have been exposed over time. The most recent one is when you have a PhD holder in economics come to tell you that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. And some months after, when he has been given an opportunity to save the nation from this whole currency instability, and then he comes to tell you that the case might not be the same all the time. And he happens to run away from the issue of economy and exchange rate into dealing with issues of computerization and digitization. And at a point where a dollar was less than 10 cedis, the fundamentals were weak. And now a dollar...
Less than 5 cities, please.
I mean, I just want to bring it in the single digits.
No, so make it 5.
5.
That
was 4 point something, yes.
That was a
5.
reality.
And now it is 17 point something. Ayisi says that it is 15 on the Bank of Ghana board, and that is
15.6.
the Bank of Ghana does not deal with individuals. Bank of Ghana deals with banks. And so if that is what Bank of Ghana is giving it to the banks, it means that the banks dealing with individuals or retailing it would be at a different price. But I have always maintained, you get the rate, Abochi get the dollar, because we do not even have it. But one thing, or some of the steps or practical policy prescriptions that the GTP has stated clearly to help mitigate the issue of the galloping foreign currency as against the cedi is to be able to, first of all, you see, we have the short term or the what you call the short, medium, and long term policy prescriptions. One issue has to do with the foreign exchange repatriation. All right. Now, Ghana has a regulation when it comes to that. I think it is Act 723 of 2006. I stand to be corrected, which actually is titled the Foreign Exchange Act, if it has not been amended. Now, there are a lot of issues in that act. There are a lot of points or regulatory measures on how to repatriate some of these foreign exchange. And they are not being implemented. We sit and watch it and we watch people do whatever they want to do. Foreign companies in Ghana do whatever they want to do. They repatriate whatever they want to repatriate without going through
Capital flight.
the system, by the regulations. And what Alan is saying is that is one of our major problems. And so he would ensure that there is an enforcement of these existing regulations. It is not as though the regulations are not in existence. They are. But because some of these political parties are beneficiaries of the activities, I don't want to say the illegal activities of these repatriations, because they benefit out of it, they sit and look and are not able to push Bank of Ghana to enforce these regulations. And Alan is saying that we would ensure that these existing regulations, which would help to protect our currency, is enforced. Now,
I'll give you a minute more so I can take everybody's
yes,
opinion.
one other issue has to do with the activities of these forex bureaus. The activities of these forex bureaus. If we are able to review their operations, sit with them to make them understand the effect of their activities on the economy in general, and we are able to help them through Bank of Ghana and other agencies responsible to make them go through their operations properly that would benefit the country in general. This would also help reduce the way and manner in which the dollar gallops. The other issue has to do with the promotion of our local content here in the products that we have in Ghana. Rosalind, when we have added value to our raw materials that we want to export, and we have encouraged the consumption of our products and increased production for export that would bring in inflows, it is also going to help. We have been growing cocoa for how many years now? Yet, we take the raw beans, we export these raw beans without adding value. These people add value to the raw beans and they bring it back to us. And we gather money here to buy these chocolates and other things that we need. We ought to be able to put in measures. And when Alan was trade minister, by him through the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, they came about with a new strategic plan to actually boost the local products here in this country. They have this traditional and non-traditional exports. There is a whole strategic plan that they've developed on it.
I'm being told in my ears that your time is up, so unfortunately I have to move.
When you have moved and they have been given the opportunity, they do not deal with the matter because they do not have a plan in solving the problems we face.
But unfortunately, they have to have their
So
time.
you allow us who have the
everybody
plan.
has a time.
No, but you give them.
Once they are here, everybody has an opportunity to speak for a certain number of minutes.
To sing for us to dance?
No, not that. But everybody has a... So you've spoken for like 12 minutes right now.
Hey.
Yes, I've been timing from here. So I have to move on to Mr. Ayisi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I'm surprised you say we're dancing around when the crux of the matter has got to do with what our forest reserves. I told you it's moved to about 7.92 billion, okay? And look, something happened. We encourage foreign direct investment. And you say that's not going to be, they don't have the right to take their profits out?
Please, I didn't say that. No, quote me right.
Please.
No, quote me right.
You listen to me.
If you quote me right, I will not interject. You know I don't interject.
FDI, you encourage FDI.
That was not what I said.
You don't want them to
quote me right.
Take this
quote
out.
me right.
Please,
Okay.
quote him right.
What do you mean by quote him
that
right?
we would ensure the proper enforcement of the regulations on repatriation of foreign exchange.
That's all. So if there's FDI, definitely there'll be flight, capital flight. Because when I bring my business here, and I make profit, I will take it back to my parent company.
But
And
there are
in one
regulations.
such- yes, there is.
What happens
In
when it comes to capital
one such,
It's when it comes to affording now.
instance,
That's what
you get
happens.
it. In one such, no, MTN is here. They take their monies out, right?
On the right way.
Telcel, Vodafone, all of them, okay? So they have their parent companies. Once you do your this
don't
thing,
have Vodafone again.
Telcel, I mentioned Telcel. So those are the things that you do. So you must have those measures. That's what gave birth. One of such instances that made Dr. Baumia at a point. You know, we had Forex challenges, okay, in this country. And Dr. Baumia met one of these companies and said, look, they had requested from Bank of Ghana to have dollars and other things. About 3.1 billion Ghana cedis was what, he's made it public anyway. 3.1 billion. And for over a period, they were not getting the dollar equivalent and co. And so they requested to meet the vice president. The vice president met them and said, okay, we're good. We know, we want you to continue your business and co. How about this alternative? We will be giving you gold, okay, in place of the dollar that you want. Then they said, we're good. They gave the 3.1 billion to the government. The government, Bank of Ghana, purchased gold and gave it. That's how come that led to the gold purchase policy by the Bank of Ghana. And I told you initially, we have $5 billion. And now gold processing company is in Ghana, PMMC. We launched it recently, okay? So it's there. These are all part of ways to soar the CD, the value of the CD against the dollar. Again, we are looking at, if you take $1, yeah, I heard you making that comment. If you move from $1, a businessman in Abosoakai, okay, had $100,000 when President Kufuor was going. 100,000 CDs was $100,000, okay? By the time President Mahama was leaving, that 100,000 had whittled down to $25,000. Okay? That's what it meant. Because 1 CD to 4 CDs, or 1 to 1, to 1 CD to 4. Okay? And by this time, as we speak, it has whittled down from $25,000 to $7,000 thereabout. Wow. You get it? Because that's the value loss. No, okay? So I'm looking at that same 100,000 from that. So you look at 75% gone. You get it?
Hold on. Hold on, Mr. Ayisi, because this one, I am trying to get the figures. Mr. Ayisi, this one, let me get the figures. You are telling me that.
Yes. If a businessman had 100,000 under President CDs under President Kufuor, at 1 to 1, it was $100,000.
Very well.
True. Mm-hmm. By the time President Mahama was leaving, $1 was about 4.2. But I'm taking it 1 was 4. Okay, that's
400,000.
So 100,000 divided by 4.
Yes.
So that's
it stands to
75,000. Okay, so now it's now 100,000 divided by 70.
No, listen to me. No, listen to me. I'm making the business analogy.
Let me
Allow me to make my analogy.
Let me tell you.
So it is that 100,000 is now 5,800. So it's now 5,000.
Mr. Ayisi, relax. Mr. Ayisi, relax. Mr. Ayisi, relax. Mr. Ayisi, relax. Relax. Everywhere, even the year. Well, I'm coming. I'm just clearing something. I'll let you, please.
Thank you.
If in the year 2008,
Yes.
you were receiving $1,000.
Yes.
Okay, equivalent of 1,000 Ghana cedis. In the year 2016, that dropped to 250 Ghana cedis.
Good.
In the year 2024, if you were taking 250 Ghana cedis,
Yes.
you're taking 50 cedis. Do the maths.
Yeah, so that's right. This one is less. You get it? From 2, look at it.
If I was taking 250 and I'm taking 50 cedis today.
Listen to me. I'm going to use yours. You say 1,000 to 250. Is that not it? So you lost 750. Is that not it? That's what you lost. From 250 to 50. As a businessman, which one have you lost? I'm using your own analogy. I'm a mathematician. Let's do the analysis.
Let's move on.
You said from 1,000 to 250. 250 to 50 cedis.
Mr. Mathematician.
As a business person, in nominal values, how much have you lost?
Hey,
One or the other.
You see what happened to
What are you talking about? Wait, 1,000 divided by 4.
Let's get, I know the propaganda angle you want, but that's not what I'm interested in. Let's go.
You think
Let's
it's
go.
propaganda?
Oh no, she's trying hard to bring something and it's not clicking.
How is it not clicking?
It's not clicking.
How is it if you were taking
1,000 Ghana
250 and
divided by
you're taking 50
17.
now?
No,
And you're telling me that that is
no,
better than...
15.4 today. Get it? 15.4.
Even
Let's move on.
15.4.
Let's move on.
The rate is this. You see, from 1 city to 4 cities is what percentage?
Let's move on.
About 400%.
You see,
and from 4 cities to
Mr.
16 is the same 400%.
I think the problem here that
That's
people
what
don't
we're saying,
understand.
74
Wait, Mr. Ayisi, hold on.
That's all.
Mr. Ayisi, hold on. The problem that
You
people...
understand what I'm
Mr.
saying.
Ayisi, hold on. The problem here that people don't understand is the fact that
Yes.
people were promised a strength in the city, whether percentage-wise or not.
Oh, there's been
Mr.
global
Ayisi,
challenges.
let me
There's been
land.
global
Mr. Ayisi, let me
challenges.
land.
You don't discount
Mr.
that.
Ayisi, let me
Yes.
land. People were promised
Yes.
a certain life. Now, if you promised that when I was taking 250, it was bad, and you're going to give me 500 cities, and today I take 50 cities and you tell me that percentage-wise you have done better. That's a question.
It's rates.
That's a question to
That
it.
GDP computation is in
Because
rates.
how do you tell me to vote for you
Well,
to
tell
get
IMF they should
500
stop that, or
and then you
World
bring
Bank
me
to
to
stop
50 cities and you tell me that I've given you a better life? Well,
What is it?
continue though.
So what is the rate of loss? That's my
Continue.
argument.
For me, I
That's
said, how do you
my
strengthen
argument.
it? How do you strengthen it? Strengthen it for us. Let's go.
Structural. That's why this government is embarked on structural reforms. One district, one factory. How many do we have? And building. Okay, we've brought vehicle assemblage plants here, so the Ghanaians will buy cars from here. Dr. Baumia is saying buy Ghana. That's the policy we are pushing forward. Credit scoring. We encourage people to, have good credit scores so that purchases can be made and payment made in bits. This is part of the reasons we are talking about, okay? So the CD angle, structural reforms is one key area, industrialization. That's how come we talk about the 3% of GDP going into the private partnership with government, okay? And that is going to open up the private sector. One key instance is where, for instance, let's say my brother has a car rental company. What we are saying is that instead of government going to buy the V8s and co for the CEOs and the ministers, they are going to rent it from him, okay? So that he will then get in issues of maintenance, everything falls on him. And the state will resource him.
Right.
He will then employ more people and open branches
All right, Mr.
in all the
Ayisi,
regions.
I have to
That
go.
is the vision.
All right, thank
okay?
you. Let me
so
go to-
issues of the dollar and co. And my calculations, there's nothing wrong.
All right,
with
your
it.
time.
I'm a staff politician,
tell me.
and I take that. Hey.
Richard, please go ahead.
So we lose 75%. That's against
Rosalind,
what?
the major problem that we are all sitting here talking about is about city stabilization. And when cities is stabilized, I think that hunger and poverty will be a thing of a past. And I think when cities is stabilized, there will be more of employment in this country. And that is the major problem we are facing. You ask how we're going to do it. Rosalind, just of recent, how do you call this delivery company that used to do delivery in this country, the food app.
Which one?
I think Glovo or something.
Glovo.
Glovo is fold up.
Oh,
ShopRite.
in town.
No, Glovo has folded up. They folded up.
Yes.
Global is folded up.
No,
ShopRite.
they folded up.
I was a private person
Yeah.
is using it.
Game.
Folded up. It's the bikes that they never.
Yes. No, they fold up.
never.
Game.
Got rid
Game
of the
at the shopping mall is fold up. I think ShopRite and Co are fold up.
No, shop.
No, ShopRite.
No. Shop and Save.
Why?
Shop and Save is fold up. And if you see the amount of money they move from this country to their countries of origin, it will surprise you. What happened? At the time they were going, they will need dollar to go. They will have to convert their city into dollar before they will move. How much do we have in our reserve? The state has depleted the reserve. So we don't have enough cedi, a dollar.
7.92.
Now, when they were chasing dollar, Colonel Foreta was also in Mokola chasing dollar. Then the businessman is also in Agbogbose chasing dollar.
5 billion gold.
And so how do we get it? So President Mahama is saying that these businesses that are folded up with the capital flight, it means that they are saying the taxes that imposed on them is too much. The electricity tariff that is imposed on them, it is too much. And for that matter, they can employ more. They must fold up and take their money out of the country. So we are looking at how...
I have to give you a minute more.
After giving the 17 minutes to talk,
told me.
you are giving, and then that's being fair.
Please.
And so...
You were late. You were late.
Oh, no, it's not about being late. I've been here for this particular topic.
Make just a...
So we are talking about how to make sure we reduce tax burden on every ordinary business person in this country. And so when you reduce the tax burden, they will not fold up and be chasing dollar to go. So there will be stabilization of the city.
When you do what?
We are also talking about dollar hedging. Most of the MPP politicians, you go to their houses today, under the beds, there are dollars there. So once in a while, when they are looking for dollars, they will tell you, oh, I have one. Oh. Even though the market is 70, they will tell you, oh, it is 80, do you want it? Because you want to go to China. You want to go to India quickly and go and buy.
15.4.
So you must also go to those, like Ayisi and other people, to go and get the dollar from their beds so that you will go. So we are saying that we're going to put measures in place of corrupt government officials that are involved in every corrupt act like Ayisi and other people that are keeping dollars in their room. So that the dollar will not go to BOG, so that when you want the money, you don't go to Kokomelemele or you don't go to Nima Flagstaff House for dollar. These are measures we are going to put in place. We are talking about import duties, taxes on import duties. Are also another problem where the businessmen have to now go looking for dollar. Today, the duty is 20,000. Tomorrow, because you're looking for more dollar to buy, it's 25,000. So President Mahama is looking at how to eliminate some tax burden on import duties. That one is also another thing. And productive economy is one of the things we should be looking at.
Okay, all right.
So
Thank you very much, Richard Manorubi.
Consumables in the country will be produced locally.
Okay, thank you very much,
gentlemen.
gentlemen.
Out there to look for money to
Gentlemen, thank you very much. This all time will permit us. Today we've had an extended conversation. Unfortunately, I can't take any more. So I have to say a very big thank you to all my guests. Richard Manorubi, who represented the MDC, and Nana Sapo, who represented Movement for Change, and George Ayisi, who represented the NPP this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And the special voting is ongoing. So as you see on the screen, we have footages from University of Ghana, Ayawaso West Wogon, where we see Madam Lydia Hassan on the ground, and John Dumelo is also on the ground. And John Dumelo has actually said that he's confident that he's going to win 60% of the vote in Ayawaso West Wogon. Also, we'll bring you footages from Adenton constituency, which that place, so the voting is ongoing. This segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone, Papa Pay, whatever gadget you are looking for, whether mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, worry no more. Just come to any of our shops and we will serve you. You can download the app on your phone to make things very simple. That's the Franco Trading app. For further inquiries, you can Google us on www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone, Papa Pay.